Hey guys, welcome to One on One with Jon Steingraber. Super excited about today's episode. For the first time ever, I have my good friend and business partner, Danny Mariano.
What's up, everybody? How we doing today?
This is Danny right here. So he has, I brought him on the show because I think not only does he have an amazing mindset from an educational perspective to the audience, but I think he's also a really good example for anybody out there that is, they have a full-time position, doing something else, and they want to do real estate. So Danny has proven to be an amazing example of that, and I invited him on the show so he could kind of give you guys some education about how his experience has been so far, having a full-time position, and then also doing some real estate flips on the side. So Danny, why don't you just real quick, just introduce yourself, tell them where you're at in your real estate business, how long you've been doing it, and I guess then we'll get into the story of how we met.
Cool. I've been flipping for about 2 years now. I met Jon through a real estate seminar, got
Boom
involved,
shakalaka.
and just started rolling, started moving forward from there. I do have a full-time job. I'm a project manager with a construction background, but that enabled me to move further into my real estate field.
Right, so you use your strengths to basically say, all right, I can do this.
Exactly.
And so first, this is a real laid-back episode, right?
Very laid
We're
back.
having a little wine.
Very laid back. It's all good.
Little flowers.
It's perfect.
By the way, this is my favorite wine. For those of you that are fans of red wine, this is a beautiful Pinot Noir. It's called Flowers. So Danny, why don't you tell them, I think one of the biggest things about this episode that I want to kind of get across, if we can, and I don't know if we're going to be able to do it, but really the mindset. What does it take to, be a real estate investor? What mindset do you have to have from a perspective of addressing problems, right? Not everything goes smooth, but, what advice, if any, do you have for people out there that are in the business or looking to get into the business?
It has to be discipline. You have to just not care. You have to, no matter what it takes to get it done, you got to get it done, no matter what it takes. I call it wet fit, whatever it takes. That's how I look at it. And it's just how I move through every day. It doesn't matter. Whatever you got to do to get it done, and that's it.
Yeah, I've worked
That's
with
very
you.
simple.
I mean, let's talk about the first project, right? So we worked on the first project back in East Brunswick. When was that?
17. The summer of 17 was our first flip together.
Right. So, you were there. Talk about that. You were there every day.
It was nonstop. We worked on it for 75 days, 75 days, and do my full-time gig during the day. Right after work, I would go there 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night during the week, and on the weekends, I was there forever.
How
It
big
didn't
of a
matter.
renovation was that?
It was huge. The house was a mess. It took us 8 dumpsters to empty it out. It was only a 1,736 square foot house. It took us 8 dumpsters to empty that thing out. Inside, outside, trees, whatever. The basement, it was a hoarder house. It was a complete disaster. We did everything. The bathrooms, the basement was full of crap. We ripped everything out, redid everything. House came out like brand new though.
You did an amazing
We
job.
broke ass on that thing, built walk-in closets, whatever it took to get it done to make it look beautiful. New kitchen, new bathrooms, new everything.
And it sold like that.
Yeah. It sold basically at the open house.
Yeah.
We had multiple offers after the open house.
We got over asking.
And over $5,000 over asking.
Yep.
$5,000
Got that
over
last
asking.
$5,000.
Yeah, man, which was really cool. But we got it done. 2.5 months, banged it out fast, back on the market, done, profit. But you have to hit them that way.
Right. It wouldn't have happened that way if, take your regular investor that's not in the construction field.
Right.
How would they approach it differently?
Exactly. They would definitely hit it differently. Hiring I did as much in that house as I could. Again.
So what did you do personally?
Whatever I could do. If I had to fill a dumpster, I would fill a dumpster. I stripped the whole basement. I painted the basement. I painted the floors, epoxied, whatever it needed to be done that I could do without getting in the way of some of the other subs, I would do. Right. It just didn't matter.
And we're taught as real estate investors, if you're part of, fortune builders, you're part of any really system or anything, it's like, hey, don't do anything, right?
Yeah, don't swing a hammer, don't do this, don't do that.
And I've taught that too.
Right.
You should be able to make a profit without, even swinging a hammer. But
And we still would have made a profit. If I would have just sat back on my ass and did nothing, we still would have made a profit.
But you got it done.
But we made a lot more profit because I didn't hire this guy to do that. I didn't hire this guy to do. I was like,
you can get it.
I can get it done. I can do this. If I could save us $5,000 or $10,000 or $15,000, I'm going to go do that. So I did, and I didn't care.
So how did it feel when you got that check? When you finalized your first flip?
It was amazing. Getting that check. It wasn't even the money.
So why don't you tell them a little bit about your background? Like, you've been working in a job for how long?
34 years.
34 years. Yeah. And your father had a job.
My father started it.
Right.
He was the original project manager. He retired in 2001. I took over at that point and been running it ever since. But
so you've had a job 34 years?
34 years.
And is this the first time that you venture out into doing something?
I've done a couple flips in the past, smaller scale.
Oh, you did? Okay.
2009, 2010, I did a couple little things here and there. And they went okay. They were no big deal.
I didn't know that.
And then that's when the market was starting to change a little bit and things got weird. So
you backed off.
Kind of backed off a little bit. But then I wanted more. So I wanted to do something else and get to the next level.
So
my job is okay. I have a good job.
Right.
But you want
to make more money. You want to get ahead faster.
You want to make that legacy for your kids.
And your kids are teenagers.
Yeah, my kids are.
They got college coming up.
They're going to college. They're going here. They're going there. They want this. They want that. So you gotta make that happen. It doesn't matter what you have to do it. You have to do it and get it done. So that's how I'm hitting it right now. That's how I look at it.
How old are you?
I am 51.
So what do you tell other 51-year-olds, 50-year-olds that are kind of sitting back? They got their job. They're good.
Get up off the couch. Get up off your ass and go do it. There's no reason for it. Just you can't complain about things and say, oh, Gary Vee says that regret is the worst thing. Don't look back when you're 70 years old and say, oh, I should have did this and I should have did that. Right. Just go get it done. Get out there and get it. I was 49 years old when I started my business.
Yeah.
And here we are now, sitting here doing this.
Yeah.
Because I don't care.
You're on your fourth flip.
Yeah. We did 4 deals so far.
That's awesome.
Right. We got
Fifth
more.
one under contract.
Another one coming.
Boom shakalaka.
It's all good, man. It's all
good.
good.
How does it feel?
It feels amazing.
To have more than just one stream, right, of income.
Yeah. You have more flow coming in, and I get up early every day, 4:45 every day. My feet hit the floor, and I wake up with energy every day, ready to go, like looking forward to the day, because I know good things are coming, and it just makes you want to kick ass and get it done.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's all good.
That's awesome.
It's all good.
What kind of from a role model perspective for your family, for your kids, do you think has it had any impact? Do they know what you're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Absolutely. My son understands. He wants to get involved.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When I first started my company, he designed my business card.
Oh, nice.
We went and did it. He was very good. He's very smart, and he did things he's very good on the computer. I'm not, all honesty, I'm not very good on the computer, but my son is.
Yeah.
So, we did it. He designed everything. We got everything all printed up, but he designed my business card. So he's kind of looking to maybe step to this direction. If he chooses to do that, that's fine. If he doesn't, that's okay too. But
yeah,
he likes it. He sees what I'm doing, and sometimes we do a deal. I'll bring the check home and I'll show it to him. You don't and not to be an ass, but to let him know you don't have to work a 9-to-5 job.
Right.
There's other ways out there where you can do this instead of trading your time for money.
And did your dad teach you that?
He did. He always told me. He said, "There's no limits to what you can do.
That's awesome.
You can always. You don't have to have somebody tell you what to do all the time.
Right.
You can go out and make your own way. So that's what we're doing now.
That's awesome.
Making it happen.
Leaving a legacy.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want to do.
Cool.
That's exactly.
One thing that I really like about you is that you get stuff done, right? Like you're not beating around the bush. I've never heard you complain about anything. Like you just get it done. And I think your mindset, and I don't know if it's a certain maturity level or maybe it's at your job, you deal with a lot of contractors and, BS that you're like, all right, this is just, you got to be a solution-oriented person. Yeah. I don't know if it's that, but you've always just managed to, hey, we got this issue. It's all right, we'll get it done. Like this is how we're going to handle it, and you move forward and... Yep. And you don't give a lot of energy to the problems. You give more energy to, okay, how can we solve it?
Yeah, let's get this shit done, is what the bottom line is. You can't focus on all the negative. It doesn't matter. Just get the shit done. Knock it out and get it done. Move on to the next thing. I deal with multiple things at my job. Like we have a lot of different properties. We have apartments, we have office buildings, we have supermarkets, we have all these different things that I have to deal with. So you can't focus and lock on just one thing. You have to be able to be versatile and move around and
Right.
shuffle and just get things done.
I remember, I looked it up today because I knew we were going to have this, right, when you came in. The first email that you sent me. Somebody gave you my email and you sent an email over. You weren't really asking for anything. You were just like, hey, I heard you have meetings. Can you give me some information on the meetings?
Yeah.
Right? And that was a pretty unique way of, making that contact. And then you introduced yourself at the event, and then eventually we had an opportunity to work together. You're like, hey, I have some, retirement money. We could potentially work together and invest it. And that's a great approach. I think a lot of people don't take that approach. They take the approach of, hey, let me just pick your brain. Let me just take. And you took the approach of, not only let me just learn, but you also took the approach of, okay, this is where I can fit in. This is where I can add value to you.
Right.
And I think that's unique. And I think that's why we're here today.
Exactly. 2
Right.
years later.
Right. 2 years later, we're here today. You're on your fourth flip, right? Have we lost money on any deals?
No.
So
Not even a
why don't
little
you
bit.
talk about the financial aspect of the deals? Obviously Thursday you're closing on your fourth one, but and what that's going to look like. Why don't you tell people, you have a full-time job, right? This is a 40-hour, 50-hour a week job.
Between commuting and 50 hours a week.
Right. And
At
then
least.
you're doing this on the side. So you're not doing real estate full-time. So why don't you talk about, from a financial standpoint, how has that been?
I'm Italian, John. I don't know if I can divulge those numbers over, this is on film, it's on camera. It's been great. It's been really, like we just said, it's a boost. When it happens and that check comes and it's in your hand and you're looking at it, it's like a shot of adrenaline. It just makes you feel, whatever nonsense happened during the job, whatever bad things might happen, all the things you had to work through,
That goes away.
it all goes away. It's done at that point.
Right.
And then you got this nice check in your hand and you just feel really good about that.
It's like what they say, pain is temporary, right?
Right.
Right?
Exactly.
All the no's that you got during the job or the problems, that's it.
They all
It's
go
like going to
away.
the gym. You don't remember every time you hit the treadmill. You remember when somebody, said something nice about you.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're like, wow, you look amazing. I haven't
you
seen
cut
you in a
weight.
while.
How you doing? You cut some weight, you lose weight? Yeah,
Right.
Exactly. It's the same
And
thing.
you kind of hang on to that instead of all the days that you went to the gym. So
Right.
that's
And you
pretty
feel
cool.
really good about it.
So, the reason I want to really have you on here is because I feel like a lot of people they feel like what they have is enough. Like this is where they're going to be, they're 40, they're 50, whatever age they are, they feel like that's it. So what do you have to say to those people that are, your peers, 40, 50 years old, 45?
For some people, they may feel that that's okay. They're happy doing their 9 to 5 and watching football and whatever on the weekends and
Did you
watching
ever
baseball
do that?
games.
Was that you?
Here and there.
Okay.
I can't say that I was always out there going crazy all the time, but I don't want to sit home. You know what I mean? I go to my job, I'm on my motorcycle, I go do something, I do out with my kids, whatever, I'm moving. I don't want to sit on the couch and play video games and all that other stuff. But for some people, that's what they're okay. They're comfortable with the money they make. And I don't want to do that. I wanted to go to the next level. I wanted to step it up and
So what's next?
just keep moving forward. Just
One day at a time.
Yeah, one step at a time, one deal at a time. One deal at a time is going to turn into 2 deals at a time. 2 deals at a time is going to turn into 4 deals at a time,
Right.
which is going to turn into passive income, which is the next direction that I kind of feel that we're both.
So talk about that.
Pretty good
Talk
too.
about why passive income is important. What is passive income? I mean, we just did, passive income workshop that you came to too on Saturday, which was super educational. But, knowing what you know and what you've learned, a lot of people don't know about that.
Yeah.
They don't even
That was
understand what it is.
That was a great event that you did on Saturday.
Well, that was the point. The point was to teach
Right.
people that don't. I know you already know about it,
Right.
but why don't we talk about that?
You can have active income or passive income. Passive income is when you're just sitting back collecting that check. Now, I'm fine now. I'm 51 years old. I'm in decent shape. Nothing hurt. I'm okay. But in 10 or 15 years from now, I may not be able to do all the same things that I can do now. Like right now, I don't care. I'll demo a house, whatever. Doesn't.
Right.
But that's not going to be forever. I know that.
Right.
So at that point, I'm going to need flow coming in without
Working.
working and having to kill myself every day.
Right.
You know, so that's, you need that. It's important. Like, I didn't focus on it when I was younger, but I'm focused on it now. Like, now that's what I want.
So what would you tell the younger people?
Do it. Just start thinking about that. My son he's a borderline genius. But he's on a video game. Well, you know what I mean? Which makes me nuts. It just makes me a little bit crazy. But start thinking about that. Change your mindset. Don't be taught to just go and get a job and work for somebody else and make money for them.
Right.
Be creative. Have an open mindset. Be resourceful.
Right.
Find a way to get out there and do something and make your own way, so you don't have to answer to somebody or worry about it.
And if you do have a job, love what you do, but
right.
have a game plan.
Something else.
Some jobs
okay
are good.
too.
Some jobs have a pension.
Yeah, I like my job.
Right.
You know, I'm not stuck in an office all day. I'm on the road. I'm going here. I'm bouncing around in different.
And you've learned a lot.
Yeah, and I've learned a lot
because
of
of that. Do you think that's helped you with real estate?
Oh, absolutely.
If you didn't have that experience and the contacts that you've had,
Yep.
you might not have had so much success so fast.
I have a large background in construction.
Right.
I've done a lot of different things. I've welded, I've laid brick, I've laid block, I've framed, I've done sheetrock. I've done so many different things with a lot of people who I've learned from that taught me the right way to do it.
Right.
So now I know what to look for.
And you have contacts.
Right. And now I have a lot of subcontractors that work with me who are all, I've weeded out all the shit.
Right.
I have all good people with me now, people that I can rely on, people that do the right thing, fair numbers. Nobody's going to beat me up. Nobody's going to get over on me when I'm doing a job. Right. And they realize that. So it's all good. We all work together and everybody makes money. They make money, I make money, everybody's happy.
Right. You took the strengths that you've gained at your current position.
Right.
Over the years, you've learned, you've gained contacts, and now you're leveraging that, you know, in a fair way. That's one thing I really love about you too.
Exactly.
You know, you've talked about solar panels and helping, you know, the company that you work with the solar panels, and then, you know, just, you know, doing everything on the up and up, and then offering that opportunity out on any commercial deals that we potentially get.
Sure.
Which, you know, that one deal that we have under contract, we might be able to put solar panels on.
It may work there. We have another one maybe down the road that may work there. You know what I mean? There's always ways to help yourself, but you can help other people at that too. Like I have no problem passing that information on to other people that may have a similar situation. You know what I mean? To help them out and do the same thing. So it's all good.
Right. But it's a give and take, right?
Absolutely.
So talk about integrity, right? Just being, you know, doing the right thing, the right way. What do you think about that?
I've been doing this long enough where, not forever, but for long enough where I know the people that are honest, sincere. I knew 2 years ago I wanted to work with you because I knew after the first time I saw you speak, we were going to get along. I just knew that. But sometimes after what you know who's not going to have that integrity, do the right thing, who's going to cheat the job.
And there's a lot of that.
There's a ton of it.
In this business.
There's a ton of it. And
unfortunately, right?
It really is unfortunate, but I'm to the point now where I'll just cut you loose. I don't care. If you're going to be that guy, you know, if you're going to try and get over on me or get over on my other subs or...
So what do you say to people on how they should act, right? When they're doing... Because, you know, a lot of people try to cut corners, no permits, no this, no that.
You can't. You're going to get pinched. You can't... It's quicker to do something right the first time than it is to fuck it up, have to do it again, and then you got to explain why you fucked it up.
Yeah.
So just do it right the first time and be done with it, and that's it.
Right.
It's very
or don't
simple.
do it at all.
Or
right.
Go play video games.
Because there's been times where I remember the deal that we did in Union. It was a big job, right? Elaine Terrace. Yeah. Big job. We didn't do it. Right. We said, you know what? This is going to take X amount of months. Let's just throw it back on the market, see if we can make a quick profit. Yeah, and we did.
Yeah, and we did.
And you know, it's funny, I didn't tell you, but they renovated it, they put the house back in the market, it's under contract.
It's ready to go, right?
So that guy's, you know, he's doing all right. Hopefully, I mean, we don't know what he spent.
Yeah. But here's the good thing about that. We took a property that was really distressed.
Right.
That was bad.
Cleaned it up.
A little bit, straightened it out, did cut all the trees down, made it.
Right.
All the neighbors came over and thanked me for making it look better, just because it was an eyesore. Now we moved it on to the next guy, but now he took it to the next level and cleaned it all up.
Right.
Now he's selling it, making a profit, and that's all well and good. But now the neighborhood is that much better because what we did, we got the ball rolling. The house sat for a long time before we got it.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
It was an estate sale.
Yeah, so it sat for a while.
It was actually, all the profit was going to Red Cross, actually.
Yeah, and that was the cool thing about it, too. Everything that we paid for that house went to charity, which is also really cool.
Yeah.
But it was good to, that was a great deal. You know what I mean? In and out, quick, it was fast. We made a nice little profit on it. But it was.
So talk about that. Talk about strategy to new investors, because working with me, right, we've talked about different strategies. Should we renovate it? Should we do an addition? Should we get in and out? Should we wholesale, right? Like, talk a little bit about what our strategy is to kind of give people transparency and insight on, you know, why we do the things that we do sometimes. That way you get, like, people can learn.
You have to look at every deal. It doesn't matter, you know, do you want to tie up the money for 5, 6, 7, 8 months and do a full renovation on it and make $60,000, $70,000? Or do you want to turn this thing over real quick, have it on the market for 2, 3 weeks and make $40,000 and move on to the next one? You got to analyze each property individually and see what makes the most sense.
Right.
What do you have lined up? What's in the pipe? What's down the barrel? What deal are you doing next? Do you have 2, 3 deals lined up? Do you want to tie that money up for 7, 8 months or no? Do you want to just knock it out real fast, get it done, put that
And do
money
the
back in your
numbers.
pocket?
Right, because you have holding costs.
Right. Yeah, that's key.
Right, when we buy a house, you fix it up, you sell it. What I've learned that I like about kind of our partnership is we can take a house, and we did a full renovation on the first one. Right, the first one was a full renovation. And that one took 75 days.
Yeah.
Or a little bit more.
So I think it was 74, 75 days I was there.
Okay, so
Kicked the shit out of that thing.
I mean, you killed it. And that was good, but, you know, as far as
It's still a lot of
we don't
time.
have to give exact profits, but on the second one, we made almost the same amount.
Right.
And the first one, but how much were you there on that one?
2 weeks on the second one.
So instead of
2.5
75 days, you were
yeah,
there.
maybe 2
Not
weeks.
even.
Yeah, maybe
But
it
you
was-
weren't there every day.
Right. Exactly. I fixed the floor, whatever.
Right, you cleaned it up.
Cut some trees, pushed the broom through the
Right.
place,
Right.
shined it up a little bit. Right back on the market. Boom, it was gone.
Right. The third one was a little bit more intense, Walter.
Right. Yeah, that was a little more crazy, but
Little more for family. And we should have kept it.
yeah,
That's a regret that we have, right?
might have been a mistake making that go down the road.
Instead of selling it, we could.
But you can't look back. You got to go forward. You
Yeah.
know what? It's gone. It's done. It is what it is.
what it is.
You move forward and
You know.
go get some more. There's more out there.
But in and out sometimes makes sense.
Absolutely.
So if you're looking at properties, sometimes you can get in, clean it up, sell it, and you got to do the numbers based on, okay, if I fix it up, you know, and I hold it for 6 months, taxes, insurance, maintenance, utilities, financing costs, right? When you sell it for a higher price, after you renovate it, you also have a higher commission, right?
Sure.
So you have all these additional expenses versus, okay, I bought it, clean it up for a couple $1,000, 10,000, 5,000, put it back on the market, sell it, make a quick profit. What's better? A quick profit in and out, or maybe a bigger profit after everything's said and done 6, 7, 8 months down the line?
I like the in and out because I like the action.
Okay.
I like get in, hit it hard, knock it out,
Next one.
boom, let's go get something. You know what I mean? I like that. I like that. I get bored. I don't want to
You
sit
like
on
volume.
Yeah, I don't want to sit on a job 6 months, 8 months. I don't want to do that. I just like
So what do you think your biggest
Flowing.
weakness is?
technology. I'm weak on the tech, but I'm trying to learn.
So technology is your biggest weakness?
Yeah.
What's your biggest strength?
Again, wet fit, whatever I don't care. Whatever I got to do to get something done, I'll get it done. I don't give a shit.
So it's mindset.
Yeah, it's discipline to get it done.
I mean, you have a wife, right?
Yeah.
You have kids,
2 kids.
right? And you still get it done.
Yeah.
If you have to be out till 7, 8 o'clock getting something done, you get it done.
Yeah.
Does your wife understand?
They do understand that.
They do,
They
okay.
understand. I told them when I first started this a couple years ago, I'm going to miss some of your baseball games. I may not be able to coach every baseball game. I may not be able to be here, be there, but I will find time. And I always do.
And did you tell them why?
Yeah, because I told them what I'm looking to do. I have to take us to the next level.
Right, and it's for their benefit too.
And it's for them. This isn't everything I do.
So what do you have to say to other dads, other parents, other moms? You know, hey, when you got to make it work, I know that your kids might feel like you're taking time away from them, but what advice do you have from a parenting perspective? Because it is a sacrifice, right?
It is, but you got to find a way.
Right.
I mean, I don't go for a week without seeing my kids. It might be a day or two, but then I make sure I get home and spend some time with them, whatever. Even if I go out in the front yard and just shoot some baskets with my son, or take my daughter to her gymnastics practice, or whatever. You're there with them. Go grab a quick bite to eat, whatever. You got to spend some time with them, and just, you got to find a way to make it all work. Is it easy? No. It's a big pain in the ass, but it's worth it to do.
Yeah.
It's worth it to do. Like I said, when my feet hit the floor every day, it's for them, and they understand that. Back in the day when I was younger, there was times when I had 3 jobs. Had my regular full-time job. I was doing side jobs on the weekend, and then I was bouncing in a bar on Saturday.
You were a bouncer at
Friday,
a bar?
Yeah, Friday and Saturday nights I was bouncing in a bar, which was really cool.
You look like a bouncer.
It was a lot of fun. But that was 24, 25 years old at that point, and that's when before that I was young and dumb and doing, seaside, whatever, having fun, having a good time, blah, blah, blah. But at that point I changed. Like something started to change. When I was 24, that's when I bought my first house. I went and got my act together, stopped partying, hanging out, doing all the silly stuff, and then started getting focused. Went and bought my first house just by working hard.
So you learned real estate then?
No, I learned construction then. At that point, I was still a construction guy. I did do a few flips. My father flipped a few houses back then, small scale, a little bit here and there. I helped him with that. He did a couple here, a couple there, nothing crazy. Just to keep things moving, But I don't know, as I got older, I just wanted to do more and more. And here I am in my 50s, early 50s, and now I'm looking to take it to the next level.
What got you wanting to get into like real estate investing, like learning more about real estate then?
I knew I wanted to do something. I knew I had to take it to the next level. So I know, because my technology skills, I'm not going to be a computer programmer. I'm not going to, you have to go to where your strengths are.
Right, and if you, and God forbid, and not that this is the case, but God forbid somebody loses their job, right? They don't have any other income. I said at the passive income workshop, I said the biggest mistake most people make is they have one stream of income.
Yeah, you put all your eggs in one basket.
Right.
If something bad happens to that basket, where do you go?
Right.
You know what I mean? You can sit there and complain, oh, poor me, but
right, you didn't do anything about it.
That doesn't pay your mortgage. So if you didn't do anything about it, you can't sit there and point the finger at everybody else. It's on you.
Right.
You have to make your own path and make your own way. So that's what we're doing. And he came up at the end and started speaking, and I felt that like I said, I've been around for a little bit, and I know when people are sincere and have integrity, and I know when they're full of shit. So I felt that there was, after hearing his background story and what he's doing now, what he's capable of, I just felt that we could probably work together. So I may have slightly stalked him, just a little bit. I got some information on him, and I just reached out to him. And
that's good. You're a go-getter.
Yeah, I had to be resourceful. I didn't know who you were, and I didn't want to be creepy, so I just sent you a simple email. This is where I'm at. I'd like to meet you. And come to your real estate group, and that's how it started. We met there, and then did a private money deal, right? And then just started stepping it up from there.
Right.
Now I look at him like a great friend. I trust him. He trusts me. We do deals together, and it all works out. Right. So he called me at 11 o'clock at night after a meeting. My phone rings. I was staying at my in-laws' house in Clark, and here's Jon Steingraber calling me. I was like, why is he calling me 11? What's going on? And I'm thinking his car broke down, something happened. He's like, hey, I got this deal in East Brunswick. You want to joint venture with me on that? And I was like, yeah. I didn't ask him the money. I didn't ask him anything. I didn't ask him shit. I didn't care.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what I was looking for. I wanted to do a deal with him.
When you get an opportunity, you jump on it.
And the opportunity came when that phone rang, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. And he's like, all right, boom, shakalaka, we're going to do this and knock it out. And da-da-da-da. I hung up the phone, and I'm not even, this is on my kids. I sat on the bed for like 3 hours going, holy shit, I'm going to do a deal with Steingraber. Holy shit, I'm going to, like, it freaked me out, man. It really did. But.
And you came through.
That was the kick in the ass that I, like, it just, like, right there and then, I knew I just had to get this thing done, blow it out. We had time. I remember there was a little bit of time in between when you can actually close on that.
Right.
Because of whatever the terms were with the deal. Right. So we had a little bit of time, but we went and checked it out. We went and looked at it, and I was like.
We met with the homeowner.
Yes, we met with them, which was another great story. They
talk about that.
They stalked me through that home. As it was their parents' home, both their parents passed away. And every couple of weeks they would show up at different phases of the house with the demolition, and then when we started doing the finishes. The one cool thing was, in one of the bedrooms, there was this stained glass window in one of the girls' bedrooms. So when we were doing the demo, I took the window out myself, and I brought it out to the shed, and I wrapped it up in a blanket, and I put it there, because they kept telling me they were going to come to the open house. So they kept showing up, like every 2 weeks, the husband would come, or one of the girls would come, the two sisters, and I would stop what I was doing, I'd take them on a tour, and they would tear up and cry.
Love it, yeah.
Yeah, but it was a good relationship. Right. It was just nice I didn't mind doing it because they were good people, and they were happy to see
that we were renovating.
That this house that was a mess at one point is now turning into something that's
right.
really nice, brand new kitchens, all the things that we did there.
It's a side that nobody sees.
Right. Yeah.
It's like you buy a house, they think that you stole a house. No,
yeah.
These people were glad to sell it to us.
Exactly.
And then they're glad to see it being renovated, yeah.
So they came the one day, and I brought them upstairs, and we had to re-put the new windows in. So the one sister starts tearing up a little bit, and she's like, oh, this used to be my bedroom. I remember I had my stained glass window here. She's like, you probably threw that in the dumpster, huh? And I just stopped talking. I was like, come with me. And I took him downstairs. I took him outside. I took him into the shed, and I opened it up. And they just lost their shit. They were like, oh, my God, I can't believe you. They're like, why did you say that? I said, because I was going to give it to you. You told me you were coming to the open house. When we have it, I was going to give it to you there. But I saw how upset you were upstairs. So I figured I just better give it to you now because you were going to freak out. So that's what I did. And so that was that whole first flip we did together was just a great lot of work, whatever, blah blah blah. Of course. But it was worth it because just having that story with it and the way it all worked out, we made a profit. We made them happy. They got to see the house all turned around after it was all done. One sister came to the open house. The other one couldn't make it. But she cried the whole time. Yeah, and she cried the whole time, like tears coming down. She was so excited and happy.
You did such a good job.
That we made the house so beautiful.
Right.
She just was overwhelmed by it.
Right.
So like things like that, the money's great. You make the extra, you get a nice check in your pocket. But when you see things like that, it makes you feel that much better.
Right.
It makes it that much more exciting to do.
Worth it,
yeah. It's just worthwhile to do it.
Right.
But
Even though every other one after that was just cleaned up and put it back in the market.
Like that one damn near killed me. But but after that.
No, look, you got to do the numbers. You got to do what's right for the business too.
If Elaine Terrace called for us to do a full renovation,
we would have done good.
I don't give a shit. We would have made a little bit more.
Right.
But if we would have sat down together and said, hey, you know what, we can probably make.
But it's a good lesson, right? Like you have to do your numbers and use all of your all your exit strategies. So one thing that I talk about a lot is, you buy a house, you clean it up, you take the biggest items that would scare a buyer walking through it, and you scratch those off the to-do list. You get them done. I mean, you did the whole slab.
Yep.
You cleaned up the whole front, right? You cleaned out the house. And you took some of the big to-do items, off it. And you did the same thing in Kitchell, right? You did all the structural damage. You repaired it.
Yep. Made it simpler.
We got the underground oil tank out. We got the NFA letter. That's all taken care of.
Right.
You got the pavers done in the front.
Yep.
And now the property is,
now it's just a straightforward renovation.
It's a blank canvas.
Yeah.
Right? For somebody to go in and do it. And,
they have a vanilla box.
Structural.
Right.
The septic is okay. Right, all those items, you took all that off the to-do list, so you can do that. So if you're out there, you're investing in homes, think about, okay, how can I scratch off the most scary things on the to-do list, put it back on the market, and if it doesn't sell, what are you going to do?
Then you do the renovation.
Right, you do the renovation. So
So you have another exit strategy to get out and still
Right.
make it happen.
what do you lose? 2 weeks? You should
Yeah.
get an offer in 2 weeks.
Right. If you don't at that point,
Right.
then you know.
Then
All
it's
right,
not
this
gonna
isn't
happen.
working. Let's move to the next thing and get going.
Do people come up to you at all?
Yeah, I get my balls busted sometimes. But that's okay.
Because at the meetings, I do point you out. I pointed you out at the meeting the other day.
Yeah. And that's okay, because if it inspires people to take their game to the next level, then, I mean, I didn't know you 2.5 years ago.
Right.
You know, here we are 2.5 years later, we're sitting here drinking wine, doing a pot, you know.
I think it's your approach. You know, I've worked with a lot of people, right, in different capacities. I've probably worked with maybe 30 different private money lenders, right? People that have said, hey, I have some money, I'm interested in investing, and they will make a great rate of return on a project. And then they get to earn interest on their money and learn at the same time. And then they go on. And most people, what they do is they get their money back, right? You know, because they learn on the deal. And then they go on and they do that on their own, right? Danny decided to do something different. Danny decided to say, you know what, I don't want to just earn interest on my money. You know, I want to be partners with you. I want a JV. And I saw that he brought different strengths to the table than most people, right? You know, he told me about his background in project management and kind of what he's been doing over the last 25 years. And I saw an opportunity in that, but I wouldn't have saw that if he wouldn't have told me it. So not only did he approach me and basically drop that seed of, hey, this is what I've been doing, but I have this capital to invest. You know, anything that you have come up, you know, let me know, and I'm open to all ideas, you know, without any hesitation. And, you know, he was front of mind. And, you know, Tony Robbins calls that power of proximity. The closer you are to the more proximate, right, proximity, the more proximate you are to somebody that you feel that you can learn from, that's powerful, right? That's why it's called proximity of power. And power of proximity. And that's what he did. I mean, you exercised that to the fullest, but I did too. Right? In the sense of, like, this is a win-win. It wasn't just a one-way street. It was, he has, you know, you can't just take a guy that's a software engineer.
Exactly.
Right? He doesn't do construction. He's not going to be a project manager.
Yeah.
So I don't really need you. Like, if you have money and you want to invest, you can earn interest on it. And then you can go, after you learn kind of what I've done, how I hire people, whatever, you can go and kind of do it on your own. But my position is to find the deal, raise the money, do the due diligence, close. And then I can hand over the keys to Danny, and Danny gets it done. Whether it be a simple cleanup jobs, whether it be a full gut renovation, whether it be a commercial deal. And I knew I could do that with him. And that's a huge strength that he brings to the table. So if you're a contractor out there, if you're somebody that brings that project management experience to the table, you have that strength that a lot of people might not, right? So that's not my strength. I don't, you know, can I project manage a job? Can I get subs? Yeah, I've done it. I did it for 3 years, but I don't like to do it. That's not my...
You flat out told me that. I don't like doing that.
Right.
I don't want to do that. All the things that you like to do, I don't really like to do.
Right.
I don't want to drive around
Right.
and go find deals and all that other stuff. But that's
Right,
like
you
part
don't
of
have
your,
to worry about my roles,
Right.
and I don't have to worry
that's
about
part
yours.
of your challenge. But you like to do that.
You know, but that goes
It's
back
very
to...
motivating to be around too. You're going out and you're listening to him speak as you guys are doing your daily thing. It's like there's just so much going into it.
Yeah.
Other than just you
Oh.
guys being
And I think it's a good lesson that if you have, you should be self-aware, right? Being self-aware of your strengths, your weaknesses, and then finding a partner, right, that fills the voids that you have, right? Filling that void of, if you're good at construction, then fill the void of somebody raising money for you, right?
Right.
We don't have an issue with that, right? Even
Well,
on
good.
this deal that we have under contract right now in Springfield, I called you the same day that we got it accepted, and I said, hey, I already raised the money for
Yeah.
the whole down payment,
We're good.
right? And you're like, perfect,
Yeah, boom.
right? This is great.
Less work to do. All I got to do buy materials and
Right,
start
so in one phone call, I made a phone call and I raised the money for the down payment of that property.
Right.
And I know that, you know, I don't have to worry about, you know, the other sides of it, you know, like the solar panels that we're going to put on the roof, or if we're going to do, you know, if we're going to put a second floor on it and get it approved, which that's probably what we'll end up doing.
Right.
and
We
then
can make
selling
that
it for a
happen.
nice hefty profit. Whatever that is, find a partner that is.
You're getting used to it. I like it. You're getting used to it too much.
Giving
Right?
yourself a little massage.
It's rubbing on you like a
John,
cat.
this is also John's first
No,
time.
it's really important to find a partner that fills the voids that you have. Your weaknesses, right? Look, we all have strengths. We all have weaknesses. There's nothing wrong with having a weakness. You're good at certain things. Other people are good at other things, and find somebody that's going to do that. I find partners sometimes that they're both like a personality, and they both are really good at the same thing.
And you only need one, not two.
Right, and you're like, okay, so you're good at raising money, they're good at raising money. You're good at finding
interesting. I was
deals,
watching-
they're good at finding deals. But nobody can do the project management, property management,
Which is the other half.
due diligence, like all that other aspects. So, just really, thinking about that, like what are your strengths and weaknesses, and who are you partnering up with? Because people partner up with people just to partner up. I've gotten smart over the years, and that's why I decided that Danny was a good fit. And I've done that with a couple different people.
And
right?
I've heard that at the group. Just standing online, we're having the meetings and we're going to get some food. And this one lady came up and started talking to me, asking me, oh, what are you doing? I said, I've been fortunate, I've done a couple of deals with John. And she was like, oh my God, I'm in a joint venture with somebody and it's such a nightmare. I'm doing everything, they're doing nothing. It's horrible. So she's having this horrific experience trying to flip a house. I mean, this is a few months back, probably 6-8 months ago, but you got to trust the person. You got to know that they're going to handle their side and you're going to handle your side, and it's all got to gel together. You have to get along. You have to trust each other.
Look, the key is to know quick and fast. I think Tony Robbins said and this isn't about this partnership, but like even if you have employees and things like that, the first time that you think about firing an employee, you fire them, right? Like, and that basically, it goes the same, I think, for business partners. The first time that you feel like, oh, wait, we're in the beginning of this, we're in the early journey of, kind of getting on the road on this, and you feel like this isn't going to work, you let them go. And I feel like with you, a few transactions in, and you're spreading your wings on a couple things, which is good. I always like that. It's not about just me, being your business partner. It's about spreading your wings and learning about the whole process. I think, a lot of people don't look at it that way. They look at it like, okay, this is the decision that I made and that's it. And
Right.
some people are in bad partnerships
right
now that they shouldn't be in that partnership. They would be better off doing themselves a favor, but also doing the other person a favor to kind of let them do their
walk
own
away.
thing. And it's just like marriages, right? Some people are in the right marriage, some people aren't,
Yeah.
right? Like,
If it's horrific, you got to go. Why deal with that every day? Why?
yeah. I mean, I read this book by Kevin
That's the
O'Leary.
problem.
I read this book by Kevin O'Leary, the guy on Shark Tank, and he's a billionaire, right? Or I think he is. And he wrote this book about money, business, and women. And in the book he said, it's funny, I read it years ago, and he wrote a part of the book that said, to know whether you're in the right relationship or not, he wrote, all you have to do is ask yourself, if you had all the information that you have right now about the person that you've been with, if you had it in the beginning of your relationship, would you have gone forward in that relationship?
Would you step ahead with it?
Or would you have walked away? And if with all the information that you have right now about that person that you're in a relationship with, if you had that in the beginning, would you have continued that relationship? If the answer is no, then you got to go.
But those moments
But you
when,
never-
yeah.
Being around someone like him, you never stop learning.
And the good thing about Danny too, not just our business partnership, but what I've realized that you come to every event, right? As much as you can. When we're doing a flip or something and you're busy on that, then sometimes you won't show up for a little bit. But
Right.
for the most part, you try to come to every event that you possibly can. So not only are you learning from our deals, you're learning also from.
Yeah, I'm kind of double dipping. I get it from both ends,
Right.
which is cool. Like I get
the inside track.
I get to see all the emails that are going back and forth from the attorneys that are
Right.
how he does shit, like how he makes it happen. I
You
get
get
to,
to see the umbrella.
yeah, I get to see all that. So that pushes my game up even more by seeing that and being able to absorb
And it's
all
more
that.
than just a
It's hard to absorb it all. That's like a big computer up there, and
I mean, you've learned, you know, I'm glad that we're having this conversation. That's why these podcasts, that's why I do these podcasts or these video vlogs or whatever they are. I think it's cool because it's like you really learn from it.
Absolutely.
I'm getting a new perspective right now, Joey, in the sense that we do these big topics, right, at NJRSN or at a workshop. But he's been able to see what he just said. We ask him what's the value of working with me? He's like, I get to see the emails back and forth.
Which is the
takes
stuff that
diving
nobody gets to
into
see.
you.
all the time.
But he's right, because every email, and it's not to say that there's a template or there's a system, right?
Right.
Because every deal is different. But
Sure.
how we negotiate.
But he knows how to intercept a problem before it even happens. I don't want the buyer's lawyer to do this. I don't want this to happen. The bulk, whatever it is, he's 3 steps ahead.
Right, we're playing chess.
Right. He's always out there with just ready to pounce on somebody when they do something stupid. But he nails them before it even happens.
Right.
That's the amazing part to watch.
To learn.
To see that he's so locked in with everything. He knows what's going to happen. This isn't his first rodeo. He's done this a bunch of times, so he knows what's going to come next, and how this lawyer's going to come back, or how this person's going to come back, what the buyer's going to say, what the buyer's going to ask for, blah 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 blah. He intercepts the problem before it happened. He did that in East Brunswick. There was issue here, issue there, and before the issue even happened, he was like, I don't want this to happen. Tell them to do it like this, and it just stopped all the nonsense before it even came.
And you can't depend on just a real estate agent.
Right. Your attorney, you can't depend on your attorney all the time. You can't depend on the real estate agent all the time. They don't look at that project, their heart and soul's not into it like ours is.
Right.
When you know what I mean? We want to get in, we want to get out, get it done.
Yeah, every deal is different too.
Right.
How many things came up on this one?
This, that, and it could be like,
Up until today, you being right down the street, you foreseeing,
Yeah.
look, I wanted to be here. You didn't need to.
getting a CCO inspection.
Right.
I was sitting there waiting for that guy to come. I was like, come on, man, let's go.
That's part of the
Get this
process.
shit
though.
done. Yeah,
Part
but
of
you
what
got
needs to
to
happen.
be willing to do that.
And even they just changed the 10-year seals
Yeah, for the smoke detectors.
on all the smoke detectors.
Yeah, for the smoke detector CO. So
So
I
you,
went and
you got the CO
yeah,
previously.
I ripped all the other ones
now
out.
you're doing it again.
Yeah. Yeah, when we bought the house, it was a
I
CO.
mean, that's
They
something
changed-
simple, but
yeah, but
from negotiating credits to inspections, to talking people off the ledge on, the home inspector told me this, the home inspector
Yeah.
told me that,
right,
and explaining to them.
which is
well,
your strength. That's your
Right.
thing. You get everybody on the same page, keep everybody leveled out, and that's the balance back and forth. That's how it works. You gotta, I do my
Right,
thing.
when I'm
you
good
just-
at, you have weaknesses. What you're good at, I have weaknesses in.
right,
And
But
that's
it-
the thing, right? Having a good partnership
exactly.
with different people.
Just keep going. So that's
Yeah, and we don't,
Kind
we
of
have
where
a
we're taking this.
unique partnership. A lot of people, they join forces or whatever. We have a partnership where he's got his stuff going on, I have my stuff going on, right? But then
Yep.
we have this going on.
right.
It's not like everything that we do is all together.
Yeah, he
It's
has
like-
his own deals. I have, my own. But when
Right.
we meet, and we make
Right.
whatever we meet on, we make it happen.
Right, and we don't have this this all-encompassing universal agreement of everything that we do together has to be together.
Right.
No, that's not how business always works, and that's okay. And I think that's why it works. Right? Because some people get together and they're like, all right, 50-50, everything we do.
No.
And it's like, no, well, that's...
You have 20 deals going on, all the here, there, this.
Right,
They're not deals that, the deals that me and you do, they're deals that me and you do, and that's great.
right,
But if you're going to go out and that's awesome. Go get them.
right.
Go get some.
And if we have opportunities, I know that everything that we do is going to work and it's going to make sense, and you're going to get more opportunities because of that.
Yeah, and it's going to get done.
And that's what's been really, really good.
Yeah.
I think people don't do that. That's really unique
Not
about
too much.
now that we're talking about it.
Yeah.
I think it's a really unique partnership.
It really is.
And you get more opportunities because of that,
Sure. Absolutely.
instead of other people, because
Because
Yeah, I know that what I'm gonna do with you is gonna work, and
Right.
like that Springfield deal. Who did I bring? I brought it to you. Right? The other deal, I brought it to you. Every deal that, I'm responsible for getting the deals, and I bring them to you because I feel like it's going to be a great partnership.
Yeah. That's your experience of knowing you're going to come across deals that's not a good fit for me, and you'll.
Right. That 49 unit could be a good deal for us.
That could be a really good deal for us.
Right.
Really good.
And that's kind of where we're headed. You have to also have the same kind of mentality of,
Right.
okay, what do we want long term?
So
So if you're out there and you're looking for a partner, just make sure that you understand your strengths, you're self-aware of that, you understand your weaknesses, and you try to find somebody that's going to fill, those weaknesses. Give before you get, right? And know that in the beginning, it doesn't have to be all or nothing, right? It could be like, hey, let's do this deal. Let's not get married. Let's go on a date, right? Let's do a deal. Let's do that. Let's do another deal. Let's do another deal. And, always learn, always be coachable, always, put your ego in check.
I could have went and did side jobs and built decks in people's backyards and dealt with homeowners.
Right.
But I've done all that shit. I don't want to do that anymore.
You want to do something different.
You know what I mean? I don't want to be digging footings and dealing with. I wanted something.
If you're gonna do it, you want to do it for yourself.
Yeah, I wouldn't, and that would have been for me. I kept my full time thing and then did that on the side.
Got it.
Didn't want that anymore. I wanted something. I know I can do more than just that. To me, that would have been not a waste of my time, but not going to my full potential of what I think I could get to.
So you can't, it's your relentlessness. That's the key. It's your mindset. It's like Tony Robbins says, it's 20% how to, it's 80% psychology. It's 80% emotional state. And that's what everything comes down to. The more I teach, the more I train, the more we do these, Danny could have all the skills in the world, but the reality of it is, it's his mindset. The reality of it is he's mellow, he's chill, he's let's get it done. He's very solution oriented. That's what his success comes down to. It doesn't come down to the 20 years or 30 years he's been, doing construction or project management or whatever. That helps, but you can have 30 years of construction
And still be an ass.
And still be a jerk off that nobody wants to deal with, that nobody's gonna deal with.
I know a bunch of them,
and I don't want to work with you.
Yeah.
It's your ability to lessen your ego and say, look, I'm not a know-it-all, even though I know construction. I don't know this, I don't know that,
right.
and being willing to give. I mean, look, I'm 33, you're 51. So a lot of people might be like, oh, wait a second, why am I going to partner up with he's 18 years younger than me, right? But you don't have that ego. No. And that's what's getting you closer to where you need to be.
Right, because the bottom line is when it comes to the real estate end, you forgot more about that shit than I'll probably ever know. Yeah. I'm striving to learn more.
Right.
But am I ever going to know what you know at this point? Or if that whole stack of books that you probably read 4 times and you read 3 of them at the same time, and
right.
You have all that knowledge and all the experience you have. Am I ever going to get to that point? Maybe not, but I'm trying. Are you going to ever know everything that I know about construction?
No, and I don't need to.
Right.
And you don't need to know everything I know.
Do I need to know everything you know?
Right. It's like a doctor. You hire a doctor, so you don't go to school for being a doctor. Hey, go fix me, right? It's the same thing.
All we both need to know is enough that no one can get over on us.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And now having the ego of saying, I know it all.
Yeah, not being a dick. But my father always told me, you don't have to know everything that an electrician does.
Right.
But you have to know enough
so he doesn't screw you.
To make sure that he's not getting over on you.
Right.
And my father always said that, and I always remember that. When I was young, I didn't listen to my father.
Right.
He would and God, I wish I did, because he's a pretty smart guy. I call him the Tony Robbins of construction, because my father probably forgot more about construction than I know. He's just that guy. He knows everything about it, and he's been building cabinets since he was 12 years old, and then he moved to masonry. Whole huge background. But the things that he taught me over time, as I got older and I started listening to them, they all made sense.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I kind of use that to this day.
So what message do you have for your dad if he was listening to this?
I wish I would have listened to you when I was younger, because I did a lot of dumb shit that I shouldn't have did. And you told me not to do it, and I did it anyway.
That's funny.
He's an amazing guy. He's 82 years old, and he's still flipping houses.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, he just finished. He's finishing one this week.
Wow.
He's out in a retirement village.
So how does he feel about you doing it?
He's super excited.
Right. He's
Dying
proud.
to meet you.
He's proud.
Yeah, he's dying to meet you.
Awesome.
They all doubted me. Mostly on the other side of my family. I got, you're dumb, you're stupid, don't do this, you're getting hustled, da 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 da.
So talk about that real quick. Before I know it's been a while, but this is a good show, I think.
Yeah.
So talk about
When I-
negativity around you.
when I
what do you
first-
say to those people?
When I first joined, I was told that I was dumb. You're getting hustled. This is a scam. You don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And now here it is a couple years later, and those same people are, hey, can I invest with you? And
Right.
I just give them the Steingraber, no.
You ruined
I'm
it.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember what they said to me
When
I
you first started. Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all good. You know, I know myself and I know what I'm capable of, and I know what we could do together. But they weren't there. They didn't come with me to that seminar. They didn't sit in that room. They didn't.
And if you don't, you can't judge.
And they don't come to all the events. So
Right.
don't tell me I'm a dumbass and I don't know this and I'm getting
Right.
scammed. If you don't know, you weren't there.
Right.
You're the all-knowing now. You know everything.
Right. Where are you at? Show me your tax return.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
you
always
like-
tell people, show me your tax
How
return.
you like me now, bitch? So that's kind of how I look at that. But my father supported me through that. Like I told
Oh,
him what I
that's
was doing,
that's
and
good.
he was like,
Good for you.
"Hey, if you think this is gonna, you know, like he had the faith in me to know because I came from him to know that this was gonna." He can't wait. He's got to meet you because he's like freaking out.
That's awesome.
He's like, I got to meet John. You got to bring me up there. I want to meet Johnny. And
That's
I'll
awesome.
bring you up there. We'll meet him. So one day we're going to do that. We'll take my dad out and go have some lunch.
That's awesome. Well, first of all, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me, man. This was awesome.
Great business partner.
Absolutely.
I think the audience probably got a lot out of this.
I hope so.
You know,
I
it's a
hope
little
they
bit different than just an educational presentation.
Right.
Typically, I either do an educational presentation or we're talking about a specific topic. Today, we were kind of just winging it, right?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
think
we
it
didn't
was
really
good.
pre-plan this or anything. We kind of sat down,
Not
looked
even
up
a
some
little
mics,
bit.
and we were like, let's do a podcast. Let's get it done. And we're
Yeah.
Like, all right. It's kind of like we do everything else. That we just figure it out. And
That's it. You figure it
happen,
out.
right?
So mindset. That's what it's all about. So thank
discipline
you.
mindset.
Thank you for being on the show.
brother.
Let's do it, Danny.
Absolutely, man.
Good stuff.
all good.
Thank you guys. Comment, tag somebody that you think should see the show, somebody that you think will be inspired by it. I thought it was an inspiring show, just being here. But you know, like it, subscribe to our YouTube, and check out our other episodes on One-on-One with Jon Steingraber. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one.
Just an episode of One-on-One with Jon Steingraber. Now we're going to do some
Papa Shot.
Papa Shop for $100 for charity. What's your charity?
Be the change.
Be the
Dr.
change.
Bo, baby. They feed the homeless every Thursday at Newark Penn Station. It's about $1 a bag for every person. So we're gonna do $100.
$100.
Best out of 3.
Best out of 3.
All right, you got your money.
I'm coughing up 100 beans right now.
There you go. I don't even have to put the cash out.
Yeah, because we know what's going to happen here. But it's money well spent in my mind. So.
All right, let's
all
see.
good.
Let's see.
Huh?
There's a
Oh, I'm not quitting. I never quit. I may have to cheat. If I got to catch him with an elbow, that may have to happen. I'm sorry.
Ready? You gotta get to 30.
Shut up. I'm working on it.
Oh man, I already got the 30. Boom. They're out of the game.
Yeah, I see that. $57.
Bad.
That was horrific. It wasn't bad. That was horrific.
57-18.
Yeah, that was pretty horrific.
Did you warm up?
Yeah, I did.
All right, so listen, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna give you 10 seconds ahead
Head
of
start?
time. I won't start until 10
Okay.
seconds in,
All right then.
because it's best out of 3, so I'm gonna give
have
you a
home
shot.
court
all right?
advantage. Da, 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 da. You
Go.
do this all day
10
long.
seconds, go. I 20 seconds, I'm jumping in. And I'm in.
Is that 20 seconds?
Yeah, it was.
You sure?
Yep.
I think you're cheating.
Oh, I keep going. 'Cause I got
Do
30.
I keep going?
Nope.
Son of a
I got 30. You
kidding
didn't.
me?
What do you want me to do?
How did I not get 30? Fine goal. That one too.
All right, let's do the last one for fun.
Absolutely.
Ready?
Let's
I'll give you 15 seconds.
go. You're such a. All right, let's go. Holy sh. Really?
All through. Look at the basket.
15 seconds, I'm jumping in.
Of course you are.
Oh!
You like me now? Huh?
It's very good calls, right?
It's all good, man.
Thanks for watching, guys. One-on-one with Jon Steingraber. We do these every week. I was glad to have my partner and friend, Danny Mariano. We raised another $100 for charity, Be the Change, Dr. Bo. So share this, comment, like it. Thanks again for tuning in. Like it, share it, comment.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.